Hey guys, what's up? It's Untitled Jake, and today I'm here bringing you guys information regarding the status report just released today, July 17th. You guys might be watching this video on the 18th, but trust me, I promise you I'm recording this on the 17th. Take my word for it. And let's get right into the video. First off, it's discussed that thousands of bugs have been being fixed, and that's awesome to hear because it honestly felt like there was probably thousands of bugs in the game. Thousands, okay, it didn't feel like there were thousands, but playing the game, it did feel like little bugs here and there happened with whether it was clipping around corners, not being able to pick up items, dying from slightly random things, the classic DayZ bugs we all know and, well, I want to say know and love, but we definitely don't love them. And hopefully we can feel these changes in the game. They specifically say that they're actually excited for us to play the game with, free from all these thousands of bugs they've fixed, which is really, really good to hear because honestly, guys, I don't expect much less. We haven't got a lot of content yet. Luckily, we're getting this new content patch, which I'm about to tell you guys all about in a bit here. But I wanted to say that, like I said, I don't expect anything less of the bug fixes because it's been so long since new content has been added to this experimental, so they better have been squashing bugs because I do understand they need to get rid of these bugs that are happening. They said that there is internal playtesting happening tomorrow of the content patch, and if all goes well, then this is a quote from them, we will release the update onto the stress test branch. Now, they don't give an exact time for when they'll release it. I don't know if that means they're going to test it tomorrow, and if all goes well, then they'll release it tomorrow. Or if they mean if all goes well, they'll do it the next day. But it sounds like if all goes well, pretty much guaranteed release onto stress test tomorrow or the day after that. Either way, sounds like it's coming soon unless some game-breaking bug gets discovered tomorrow. It seems that most, if not all, of the content discussed in the former status report will be coming. If you guys want to check that out, click the link now to go watch that video. It seems that the reason I'm thinking this is because the scopes were discussed heavily in this status report from today, July 17th, along with the two weapons, the M4A1 and the Mosin, along with animations that we'll talk about later, specifically for digging, which relates to the stash hiding mechanic that should be coming in the content patch. Now, which scopes will we be getting? Now, scopes are a big deal because if you have played the game in the past couple of weeks or months on experimental, you realize it gets a little annoying to have to deal with iron sights all the time, and I personally really wish I had a red dot or a zooming scope. And they talk a lot about the fact that they're going to bring multiple scopes. The only guaranteed scope is the PU scope, as we saw that on the Mosin in a GIF from last week. But the PSO1 was specifically talked about in today's status report, and we're guaranteed to get more than just the one scope. So here are my predictions for the scopes. Personally, I think it'll be more than these predictions, but I'd like to see how close I get. You guys keep me in check. Leave a comment on what scopes you think it'll come. But my personal guesses are that we'll get the PU scope for the Mosin, the red dot for the M4A1, the red dot for the UMP45, and also for the MP5. And the cashed-in scope, which is a more, I think, Russian-style scope, and the PSO1 scope, both which fit on the AKM, and then possibly a pistol red dot sight. There's a lot of tactical pistols in the game, or more military style. In fact, I think they're all military style currently. Correct me if I'm wrong. Not that civilians couldn't own them, but they're pretty military-esque style. Like, I bet we'll get the FNX45 sight. That's my prediction. They have changed some of the names of the pistols for copyright reasons, so it's going to be hard to swap to referring to them as their new names, I guess, but don't get me in trouble if I do that wrong. I also wanted to throw in the fact that they're apparently adding a quote-unquote city police station to the major cities. Now, you might be thinking, like I did, that each city already has a police station, especially the major ones. And I'm pretty sure what they're actually talking about is the new police station they have already added to Cherno, which is a really cool building, and it's a lot larger, more loot so far, or currently anyways, and just a way more tactical and fresher looking building. Also, it's more suited for a large city, considering the police station that you find in like Berezino and Electro is the same size as ones you'd find in cities like Staroy, which are much smaller. So cities like Berezino and Electro, in my opinion, deserve a much larger base police station, and it kind of adds for a way for them to put some new loot in the game and just freshness to the cities. And so I think that's a really good change. Now, if you want to see what this looks like, make sure you head over to Cherno to explore the building for yourself. It's a really cool looking building, and I hope that maybe there's some unique aspects to each of the city's buildings, but at least if not, we'll have a larger police station for the major cities. Scopes have been reworked fundamentally and graphically to some extent, which is pretty neat as well. Usage of some scopes with iron sights in combination is possible, such as with the PSO1 scope. So I'm not exactly sure what that means, except that possibly it'll render in the iron sight along with the scope to give you, that'll be like what you aim with. They already said they're not planning on doing tilted sights or canted sights, so if any of you have any more information on that, feel free to explain in the comment section. I'm sure we'd all appreciate it. Also, the scopes are now going to be 3D versus just a 2D texture, and that's all they say about it, but I'm guessing what they mean is that when you're zoomed in, it's not just like a 2D overlay, it's an actual 3D render of what's going on screen. And they actually did talk a little bit about lighting and maybe some depth of field effects going on to make that look more realistic, or at least just better. Also, for information, bullets will be flying from the barrel of the gun to prevent additional angles in combat. This is either a change, a tweak, or a change in 0.63. Something is they found it worth commenting on. So basically, this is just a way of explaining where bullets come out of, because depending on the game you guys play, some games the bullets will come from chest level, some will come from head level, some will come from like where the crosshair is. But in DayZ, it will be coming from the barrel of the gun, just like a real gun, and that ends up translating to basically where the crosshair is, but they just went ahead and were specific about where that will be. There also are going to be fresh animations for the following categories. So here we go. These are usage animations for items such as the shovel, pickaxe, and hoe. There is animations improved for holding items that emit light, such as flashlights, flares, etc., and animations related to vehicles. This is like for changing gears, because if you guys didn't know, most, if not all, the vehicles in DayZ are manual transmissions, so there's going to be animations for, you know, pushing that clutch in, or at least shifting the shift knob. And also that means there's more development going along with the vehicles, which is pretty cool. And lastly, there's improvements to existing animations and systems, such as how you hold items. So I'm guessing there's going to be some new looks to how you hold food items or grip weapons or whatever it is, just improvements to make things look more real, better overall. Also, there were many directional and landmark signs that were missing in the game, such as think about like when you're coming into Electro, there's this big Electrovarska sign before you enter the city to let you know where you're at. And also all across the map, normally you find these little standard signs that have a name and then like a mileage, or not mileage, probably kilometers to the next city, and an arrow there. And a lot of those were missing in some of the new areas from the Chernarus Plus map, and they've been re-added or added back in to places, you know, like I said, those standard signs, or on top of railroad stations maybe, or some more landmark style signs. Also, there's some new and improved audio for the following categories. That is hacking down trees, cutting bark off of trees, digging, like I said earlier, that is directly related to most likely the stash mechanic, which will allow you to hide backpacks, stashes, boxes, and also bury bodies, and probably zombie bodies as well, but maybe just human bodies. Also, audio for mining for stones, which is interesting because I don't know if that means there'll be a use for pickaxe, or if maybe, I don't know, the mining for stones audio. I'm not too sure what that means. Post your theories down below as well. I do read every single comment. Also, cooking, there was sounds for boiling, baking, and drying, and the Thunderstorm Sounds were improved to capture the atmosphere of DayZ just right. I hear an ice cream truck outside. I wonder if you guys can hear that. I'm going to have to go grab some ice cream. Just kidding, I'm not actually going to get ice cream, but it is the end of the video. If you guys enjoyed, make sure to drop a like and subscribe for more DayZ content. If you're a regular viewer, I wanted to say to you guys that I'm sorry I haven't been uploading as much. Personally, as you can tell, there has not been much content added to the DayZ Standalone experimental. So personally, if I'm putting out videos, it's going to be kind of half-assed most of the time if I'm putting out more than 3 or 4 a week. And so while we wait on more content, and for me to finish my summer classes here where I'm back in my hometown, I've been a little busy, so about 1 video a week to 2 videos a week is the norm, till we get some more content, until I get a bit more free, and then I can start live streaming and putting out more videos again. Really guys, thanks for watching. All the likes you guys leave, I appreciate so much. It really shows me that you guys are there and liking the videos, and so, you know, I really like to see those high like counts, or dislikes, I guess, if there's something wrong with the video, but make sure to leave constructive criticism along with that. Thank you for watching.